Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, the Too Opinionated podcast could really use your help. And it's easy, it's free. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, imdb.com, named us a top 100 podcast. We came in at number 82. That's a big deal because there's 15 million podcasts and growing. So to be named to anybody's top 100 list, pretty big deal for us. And the way you can help is to go to imdb.com, look up the Too Opinionated podcast, and that's it. Just bringing our page up. That traffic really helps us out. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. All we ask is that you subscribe. It's also free, but that really helps us to attract these amazing guests that we keep bringing on the program. And that's it. 2 easy ways for you to support us, and we would really appreciate the help. Now let's get to that interview. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I've got actress Samantha Brown with me. So welcome, Samantha.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
You are my 4th from.
Oh, really?
Okay.
For
I'm a big fan.
Is it just for this season or for the entire series?
No, for the whole show. So I had, right after it first came out, I had Hannah came on, and Chloe has been on, and Kaylin.
Oh, awesome. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So you're number 4. You're in good company.
Amazing. I actually really like the number 4, so I'm honored. This is a good fit. I feel good about this.
Why do you like the number 4? Was that your basketball number?
I totally lied to you. My basketball number was 21, but if I was your 21st interview of the whole series, I don't think our cast is big enough for that.
No.
Yeah.
That we'd have to, we might have to get crew involved.
Yeah. Which could be a cool interview. I feel like they'd have a lot to offer. They probably know the answers more than the actors do, to be honest.
They do.
They so do.
Like, I guarantee you, if you ask them about something that's going on in the show, they'll probably know.
Yeah, 100%. But they'll never tell. Everyone on that set has such a good poker face.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I'd heard that crew, I can't remember now, but it seems like that crew was together on another show and then came to From, but they were already like used to working together.
Yeah, there's like a core group. I forget the name of the show, but that is accurate.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like a close-knit community out there, like filming crews. So everybody knows everybody, right? And
it wasn't Van Helsing, was it?
Pardon?
Was it Van Helsing, maybe? Does that sound
I don't know if that shot out there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Shoot in Alberta, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, you need to interview the crew.
We need to get some of that crew on here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I jumped ahead. So let's back up, Samantha, before we talk about From.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit, because I think you've got a kind of a unique story about how you got into acting, because you came to it not really late, but you tried some other stuff and then moved over to it. So talk a little bit about that. What got you into the entertainment business?
Yeah, so I always wanted to be an actor for as long as I could remember, but no one in my family was in the arts. So it just seems so ridiculous to say I want to be an actor.
It seems hard to figure out how to get into that when you've got no connection.
Yeah, and at the time, you think when you're younger that it's just all in California. So you're like, well, if I don't live in California, it's never going to happen, right? But now, right, like, so you're just like, oh, well, I can't do it. And so, yeah, you put it in the back of your mind. And, I went to university I went to business school, and then I got a corporate job, and I just went the traditional route. And like a couple years in, I was like, I hate this. This sucks.
What were you doing? Was it like marketing? What were you doing?
No, so I worked in the buying office of Canada's largest department store. So I was basically on the financial team in the men's footwear department. So we were in charge of basically, like, when a buyer goes out and they'll go to Nike and they'll say, we want to buy 1,000 of these shoes in red and blue. So then the buyer would go to our team and say, okay, how much should we buy them for? What sizes should we buy them for? And then how do you allocate these units to 90 stores across? Right. So I didn't even get to do the creative part of like looking at the shoes and the designs. It's just all numbers, all stats, all data.
It doesn't sound super exciting.
No, but what was interesting was everyone around me loved their job. Like, right. So every day everyone would be at work being like, how awesome is this? And I'd be like, what's great? I just didn't enjoy it, but I didn't want to admit that. And then I thought, well, why can all these people enjoy what they do for a living? And I'm not allowed. Why?
You're not allowed.
What did I do? Like, so yeah, I just kind of had like a mini crisis and I was like, you know what? I need to go all in. I can't have a plan B because I'll fall back on it. I need to just jump. And I quit my job and I just started to take acting classes. And what really helped me was I started working as a casting reader. So I was the person.
What is that?
So it's like when you go into an audition room as an actor, there has to be another actor behind the camera acting alongside of you.
Oh, okay.
The opposite.
It's like a reading partner.
Exactly. So you're not on camera, but you're just the sparring partner basically with the actors auditioning. And that was like extremely so fundamental to helping me learn about the industry and how the audition.
Yeah, that's a good job.
It was it's kind of done now because everything is on Zoom.
Right.
So sometimes I'll get called to help out, but that really helped. And then those casting directors connected me with an agent and then it started to snowball from there. So no more shoe allocations, just my own shoes.
That's right.
Just the shoes on my 2 feet. That's it.
Well, so did you have to read with anybody that made you nervous?
No, I don't really get nervous in that type of way. I think when I started, I was nervous because I wasn't sure how much of as your job as a reader, how much you're supposed to give. Like, do you just read the lines sort of like deadpan? Do you put a little bit on it? And I found that there's sort of like a happy medium. Like you don't want to overact and like overshadow what the person's doing. So you can kind of find like that middle ground. I was nervous to mess up someone's audition because I didn't want to be the reason.
See, I'd be that way too, because you kind of have to be at least decent all the time. Because you don't want to throw somebody else off. That'd be awful.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you learn so much, just like little tricks and stuff like that. So every time I would leave, I had a notebook going in my car, and I would just write down everything that I learned, little tricks. And then sometimes when I'm doing auditions now and I'll be stuck on something, I'll refer to that book. So I just like stole things. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you have to apply for that job? How did you get that job?
I didn't realize it's a really hard job to get.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah, I went to a casting workshop with for a casting director. So that just means like you're auditioning in front of the casting director and they're giving you notes. And then after I sent them a thank you email, and right before I was about to send it, I thought, I'm going to shoot my shot. So I just said it right at the very end, like, if you're ever looking for someone, and I sent the email and didn't hear anything. And then like 3 months later, they asked me to come in because their current reader had booked a job. And so there was an opening and they brought me in, and then I've been like their primary reader ever since. So I'm glad that I added that little.
Yeah. Because most people wouldn't even think to do that. And normally you would not hear back. No. But you did.
Yeah. Got to shoot your shot.
Was it fortune favors the bold?
I think so. But, for like that story, what worked out in my favor, but there was like a ton of other emails I sent that are still left, on red.
So when you decided to walk away from your job, how did your family react?
So my family, is very supportive. My father is a businessman. He respects the arts, but of course, like any loving father would be, he's nervous that I'm not going to be able to make a living off of it.
Well,
right?
Yeah. He's probably wondering, well, what's your backup plan if that doesn't work?
But so what I did was I didn't tell anyone. Because then you can't say anything. So, no, I knew that if I told my immediate family out of concern, not that they would try to talk me out of it, but that they would try to talk me out of it. So I said, you know what, this is the first decision I'm going to make solely for myself, because it's like you go to high school, you have to go to high school, right, and then you follow the traditional path. Most people will go to a secondary education after that. Yep. And so that wasn't even really my decision. And so I thought, no, I owe it to myself. I'm going to make this decision. I handed my resignation. I had a big project. I finished it, resigned, and then I told everyone. So like they couldn't really say much. And then after that, they were supportive, concerned, but supportive.
Yeah, but they had no choice. It's either be supportive or don't. And what does
Yeah.
that help you if you're not supportive?
Yeah. So they reluctantly got on board. But no, they've been amazing. And you know, I feel like what's really important in this industry is just having people that understand the highs and the lows, because it's like now From is out and it's such a high and you ride the wave, but there have been so many lows and there will be, I know, so many lows, and they've always been just so supportive and, you know, pushing me forward to keep going. So I really appreciate that, because without people pushing me forward during those low moments, I would have quit a long time ago.
Well, yeah, because there's so much negative, so much rejection involved with acting. You need a little bit of a support system.
Yeah, no, totally. So I'm glad that I have that.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. So, yeah, you did you do like theater through high school?
I did theater in high school and in university, but like very bit parts.
Right.
I was also an athlete, so I was playing basketball a lot. So I didn't really
What was your position in basketball?
So when I was younger, I was a power forward because I was the tallest girl always. But then as I advanced and started to play like provincially and stuff, I was the shortest, even though I'm 5'8", because the girls, right, they just are giant. And so then I moved to a shooting guard. So transitioned.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough transition when you're used to playing forward and then you have to move to guard because suddenly.
And I didn't want to move. I was like, I can get these rebounds. Don't worry about me. And then you walk into the gym, you see these girls, and you're like, all right, I got to practice my shooting.
Yeah. They're like a foot taller. I don't know.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
At least 5'8". That's a decent size for a woman in most cases.
Yeah, I'm taller than most women in my group of friends.
See, I'm 5'8". It's not tall for a guy. Yeah.
Oh, well,
there was no worry about me playing anything but guard.
Did you play any sports?
I played a little basketball, played baseball, ran track, all the high school stuff.
What was your baseball position?
Shortstop.
Ooh, that's tough.
Well, and I had a terrible arm. I was a pretty good fielder. I could hit the ball, but my arm was terrible. So I always joked that it was like the pitcher, and then immediately behind him was me because I had to get close. Right. Or I wasn't getting anybody out.
That's good.
Now, my dad was our high school basketball coach, but he left before I got up to high school. He became a principal, and at that time they wouldn't let you coach in administration. But that kind of got me into sports and stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I kind of miss it. I joke about that. I'm like, I've still got college eligibility,
Hey.
You never know. I see that every once in a while. You'll see somebody out there, it's like 30 or something that, is playing small college ball or something. I haven't seen anybody in the 50s though. So
yeah, no, but those were like playing sports in my childhood, honestly, are my fondest memories.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. No, it's like when I was growing up, you played everything. Yeah. Whether you were good or not, you just kind of played everything. Now it's much more specialized.
Yeah.
Kids tend to pick a sport and stay with it.
Yeah, true.
You didn't do no dance, no track and field, anything?
Before I started playing basketball, my parents would just put me in a bunch of different things that I liked. And my mom put me in, I think it was jazz. And it was a production of The Wizard of Oz.
Oh.
And I was like, well, obviously I'm going to be Dorothy.
Of course.
But I was like a terrible dancer. Right. And so my mom in her mind is like, oh my God, they're never going to cast you. But she was supportive. And then I auditioned and they're like, okay, you're going to be one of it was the Oompa Loompas. I was so mad, and obviously the girl that got Dorothy had been dancing since she was, 5 years old. Right. So yeah, after that production, I was like, screw this, give me a basketball. I don't want to deal with this bullshit anymore.
I think the first thing I remember seeing you in was Why the Last Man.
You watched that?
Well, I'm a comic book guy. I was a comic book store owner when I was in college. That's how I put myself through school. So I was a big fan. And then the show came out. It had this great cast, and they didn't give it enough time.
I know.
I was give it time.
Shocked by that cancellation.
Yeah,
really shocked. Really, really, really disappointed. That the creative team behind that show, they were incredible. The actors were incredible. The set, like the whole operations behind it, it was incredible. So that was a bummer. That was the first lesson for me in the film and television industry, that truly anything can happen, no matter how big the show is.
I know. It's like they did all this. They promoted it.
Yeah.
They made this. It was coming from a very popular comic book writer.
Yeah, you have the IP. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that. Yeah, this one's going to last for a while. Nope.
Yeah, no, we were wrong. We were wrong.
They fireflied it. They didn't give it long enough to develop an audience.
No, and I think if memory serves, I think they announced the cancellation after episode 3.
It was very quick.
Yeah, and so I think a lot of people were like, "Well, then I'm not going to watch it." Right. If it's not.
Yeah, they just kind of burnt the episodes off after that.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed with that. I've had a few of that. That not the main cast, but ones with recurring roles, and they said they loved their time on it. I thought the writing was good. I don't understand those decisions.
Yeah, that's above my pay grade.
Did you go back and read any of the comics?
I did. I got gifted a few of them before we started. I'm not a huge comic book fan. But I read about the Amazons because I played one of the daughters of the Amazon. Yeah. And it was great. I was so excited to be a part of it. Right. So I still have it like on my bookshelf, and every time I walk by, I'm like, oh, man.
I know. I really thought it would get a few seasons. I don't know.
I know.
Well, and then you showed up on The Sinner.
Yes. Yeah. Loved that experience. That was the first time I booked a show that I actually watched and was a fan of before.
Like, it was great, like every season.
And the first 2 seasons were shot in the US. And so being a Canadian actor, the majority of things I was going out for at the time were Canadian productions. Right. So when I got the audition for the Sinner season 3, it's like, how's this going to work? And I didn't realize that it was being shot in Nova Scotia. So in Canada. So I thought, oh, wow, I actually have a shot. And then when I got it, I was just like in shock that I was on a set of a show that I watch. In the scene with Bill Pullman and Francis Fisher, that is a core memory for me.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What a great scene. I mean, if you're going to be in an episode, that's the scene you want.
Well, I put that in my contract. I was like, I'm not going to come out there if Bill's not in the scene. Okay. No, I didn't do that.
I'm friends with an actor that lives close to him when he's out in LA, and he like over decorates for Halloween.
Bill Pullman?
Yeah. I guess his house is like, that's the neighborhood house that everybody wants to go to because he overdoes it.
I love that.
Yeah, I do too. I love
that. Yeah. The Halloween spirit. I wonder what he does for Christmas. Does he go all out for Christmas too?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question.
Like,
is he like one of these that decorates for every season, or is it specific to Halloween?
Yeah, because he's just exhausted, and he's like, okay, I can't deal with Christmas right now.
I always loved him as an actor because he just seems like a guy.
Yeah,
like he just seems like just a regular guy, but he's such a good actor.
Good actor.
Yeah, I know. Well, and did you do an episode of Workin Moms?
I did an episode of Working Moms. It was a very small scene, but when I filmed that, now that I'm remembering, they only had a few days left of shooting the entire series.
Oh, so it was right at the end.
Yeah. And so everyone on set, rightfully so, was sort of like melancholy and sort of upset, right? Because it was the final days. And I showed up like,
I know you're all excited to be there.
Yeah. I was just like, mad. But that's a great set. Those are like comedic legends on that show.
Had you done comedy before?
I've done a few like shorts and web series. I feel like a lot of comedies don't shoot in Toronto or higher budget ones. but that's like one of my favorite genres. That would definitely be something that I want to do next.
Comedy's hard because it's such a rhythm. You got to make sure you're telling the jokes in a rhythm, or they don't fall. They fall flat.
Yeah, for sure. They're tricky. But no, I definitely want to dive into that next.
Yeah, I think you'd be good at comedy.
I think so. I mean, like, what do you think?
Hey, you got my vote.
That was my audition. And scene.
So I always play this game with the family. I go around, I'll be like, this is who I'm talking to. What have you seen them in? Most of the time, they have no clue.
Right.
My daughter is the Christmas person expert. She said you have done at least one Christmas movie.
Yes, I've done a few. A lot of them shoot in Canada.
A ton of them. I didn't realize that. And
it's like
you've got a ton.
Yeah. We are the
a lot of the New York ones shoot in Canada.
Yeah. No, we are like an export of those movies. But yeah, they're great. Like, they're so fun. I was actually talking to someone recently in an interview about this. I was saying, like, I actually find them a little bit more challenging, ironically, than something like From, just because those Christmas movies, it's like there's a formula to them.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Like, it's very specific. The way that you act, your hair, your makeup, your behavior, the way that you say the lines. There's a formula that you sort of have to stick to, where on something like From, you can kind of try different things, be a little bit more creative and see what works. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with that business model. Like, Hallmark knows what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Exactly what the customer wants, and they feed it to them. And these things, like,
they've got the like the family mystery shows and the Christmas shows. They've got those down.
Yeah, down. Yeah.
I'm waiting. At some point, don't you think we'll get Hallmark superheroes?
Oh,
some point, I think they'll do it.
Yeah, for sure. Why not? What else is left? I'm wondering.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Once you're in, though, with the Christmas movies, you tend to get more than one. They don't just give you one. Once they're like, oh, she can do that, we'll put her in some others.
Yeah. You kind of enter the zeitgeist. And
did you film in the summer, or did you film it?
I filmed a few. I'm trying to remember now. I think every one that I've done, I have filmed in. No, that's not true. One I did in last fall, and another one I did in the actual winter here. So
it's not terrible then.
Yeah, not so terrible. So yeah, it's not like season dependent. They kind of just film all year round.
I never understood the ones that, like, why wouldn't just film it in the winter and release it the next winter? I don't understand the film in the summer.
I think it's because they need to make so many. Like,
I'm sure.
That adds to our point of, like, they just fly off the shelves. Like, these things are being consumed. I think there's even like a Christmas in July or something on their network where they'll do all Christmas movies for the entire month of July on their channel in the dead of summer. That's how much people.
So you're a star basketball player, and you're playing overseas somewhere. You've left. You've left town. You're like, I'm out of here. I'm too big for this town. You go overseas, play ball, and you get horribly injured. So you can't play ball anymore.
Okay.
So then you have to come back to this small town. But it just so happens that the local basketball coach has gotten hurt as well. He's gotten sick. He can't coach this year. But so he convinces you to coach. And you don't want to do it because you're kind of down on basketball. You're hurt.
Yeah.
But you do it, and then of course at some point you fall in love, and then it ends happily, and you're.
That is, I didn't know where you were going with that.
Yeah.
And
I pitched you a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, that is like my
where
dream.
You can play basketball. That
is my dream. You need to write that script. I will give you.
I've already told you though. I'm not. I just.
No, you got
ideas out there. No creativity.
You have 2 weeks to turn that script into.
I was hoping you were the writer. I was just giving you an idea. I mean, do you have any ambition at some point to try something behind the camera?
I would love to get into producing.
Yeah.
I want to marry like my business acumen with film and television, right? Because that's what I went to school for. So I'd really like to kind of get behind like the financials of a film, raising money for a film, that kind of thing for sure.
Then you can circle back to your dad and be like, see?
Yeah. And then maybe I can even pay myself more as a producer. just increase the budget a
Well,
little.
if you want to produce and star in this movie, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's got to be a vehicle for me.
Yeah.
No,
You can produce, star, write, direct, whatever you want.
And set my own salary.
That's right. You can set your own salary.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I'm just going for the special thanks in the credits. That's all I know.
Oh, you have that 100%. 100% you have that.
Okay, so we got to talk From.
Yes.
Which I love this show. I found it, when it first came out. And I think at that time it was Epix, right? Yeah. And then it became MGM. But it's so good. And it's very, it's got the Lost vibes to it with that. But talk a little bit, when season 2 ended, it was pretty dire in the town. Everybody was pretty down. So what can we expect? Season 3, it's out there now, or in the process of being out there now.
Yeah.
What's your role? Because I know you're new to the show now.
Yes. So season 3, so there's 4 episodes out right now. My character just got introduced this past Sunday, and her name's Acosta. She is That's
a cool name.
That is a cool name. I love that name.
I do.
And she's a rookie police officer who finds herself stuck in From after she makes a terrible mistake. And she's not the most liked person right now. So she's going to go on a little bit of a journey.
Okay.
Yeah. So
is she helping out, our town sheriff? Is she going to be helping?
Well, I can't say yes or no, but right up till this episode that just aired she's just gotten into the town. Yeah. And Boyd, our sheriff, does not like Acosta because of what she has done. So it'll be interesting to see if she kind of teams up with him. And
Boyd can be a little judgmental. Just a little bit.
I love Boyd. And Boyd we trust.
That's right. That's right. Well, he's the reason I watched the show to begin with. I was like,
oh, yeah.
Love Harold. I'm going to watch it. But yeah. But then it turned out the cast is so good. And I was like, oh, this show's terrific. But it's got that, it's every episode you're trying to figure out what the heck's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How are they getting in and how are they going to get out?
Yeah. And I feel like every time you think you figured it out, you're like, okay, I think I know where this is going. Then the next episode comes and you're like, oh my God. You have to start all over again. But that's what I love about it, right? And I like a lot of people, I know, want the show to be released all at once so you can binge it. But I love how they're releasing one episode at a time. No,
that's my favorite way to do it.
Yeah, and it gives you the week to sort of digest and sort of figure it out and theorize.
That's the fun part. Yeah, you get to kind of get on the fan boards and stuff and try to guess what the heck is happening, dissect the episode.
I love that.
I mean, that's how I grew up watching. We couldn't binge, and binging is great.
Yeah.
But it's nice having that week. Of course, now, if you miss an episode, you're not, you don't have to just wait till summer reruns. You can just watch it.
Yeah. Well, I remember, not to age myself, but when I was growing up, I remember we didn't even have the recording option on our television. Like it would be like Friends is on Thursdays at 9 p.m. and you got to get home.
That's right.
Watch it. Yeah.
It really was must watch TV.
And everyone,
if you missed it, you're out of luck.
Across was watching it at that time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Those were the days. I
know. I miss those days.
Same. I really do.
I've got a really good actress friend, and she did a lot of shows in the 90s, and then she kind of retired when she started having kids. But she was the runner-up to Jennifer Aniston for that role. So so the rest of us, have these great feelings about Friends. She's like, Friends.
Oh my gosh, that's a tough pill to.
I was like, that one's because everybody's got that one. I think kind of gets away or you get close to it, but that was hers. They got down to just her and Jennifer, brought them both in to sign the contracts, and then made the decision.
That's so tough.
And it's tough, and she'll say that she's like, but she's Rachel. You know, I mean, now you see
Yeah, it's
nobody
not.
else could play that role. But she was.
I recently read Matthew Perry's book that he
Oh, yeah.
wrote before he passed away, and he said that it got down to him, and I think it was his best friend for the role of
Oh,
Chan.
wow.
Yeah. So not only, could it have not gone his way, but the other friend watching Matthew get it, your best friend.
That'd be hard.
It'd be hard because you want to be happy for your friend.
That's right.
But then, yeah, you also want the role. So, yeah, I remember that chapter of the book. I was like, yeah.
I've interviewed a lot of people that they talk about that, when you get, especially when you're younger, they'd go every role that they would, try out for. They run into the same people every time.
Oh, yeah.
So you end up becoming friendly with people, and then you're a lot of times trying out for roles where you all look basically the same.
Yeah, that's so true. But now everything is on Zoom.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of eliminated that.
Yeah, it's eliminated, which is kind of a good thing because you don't know who you're up against. It could be hundreds of people, or even I mean, I believe I was the only person called back. I think I was told that, but I don't know. So when I was at the callback, it's like, oh, they're probably talking to other people, And then it's like you find out that it was pretty much just you, and you're like, wow, I had no idea.
I mean, it's less stress because you send your tape and you're just like, that's all you can do has been done.
Yeah.
But you don't get any redirects either. So, if you're close but not quite there, they can't tell you, we'll try it this way. So
yeah, there's pros and cons for sure.
Yeah.
But for me, I prefer self-tapes because I feel like as an actor, there's so little we control that at least this gives me a little bit of control back. Like I can light it the way I want.
That's right.
I can pick the time I want to do it, when I'm feeling it. I can pick my reader. I can pick a prop.
Are you like a perfectionist though? Does it like take you forever to get one?
Not forever. Like I think I've got it on lock by now because I do so many, but I am a perfectionist, not like down to the words, just, I want to make sure that I see that this is my best work that I'm submitting, because I don't ever want to regret and be like, I knew I could have done that better. Because now it's like, if I do it the best I can and I'm happy with it and I don't get it, what else could I have done? It's like your friend. What else?
That's right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's the only way you can survive, I think, in acting.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'd be so frustrating. Mm-hmm. Like it'd be easier for me. It'd be easier if I wasn't even close.
Right.
But if I got close, I'd be like, oh.
Well, wait, you weren't an actor ever.
Right? No. Yeah. You do not want me as an actor.
Oh, no?
Although I did briefly think, what if I played the first person killed in everything? So that I would
say that's usually the blonde girl.
I just wanted
that's my job. That's my job.
Well, that's true. I may be still
my job.
I just wanted like IMDb, all of my credits would just say the body.
So good.
And then I'd get requests. They'd be like, you know what this movie needs? We need the body.
The body. But you need to be very good at dying though.
Well, that's true.
You got to sell it.
I'd have to sell it. And see, I think that's where it would mess me up. Like I'd be fine if I need to be, they'd already dead, I'm there. But if you need me to actually die, I don't know if I can sell it.
Doing nothing, you're good. If you have to do anything above nothing, you can't do it.
You need somebody just to lay there and look dead. That's me.
Yeah. Well, if I'm ever producing something and I need a body doing nothing, I'm gonna call you.
Okay, that's all I have.
I'm gonna pay you very little.
I work cheap.
Okay, cool. Good. Don't say that though.
That's true. That's true. I may need to get a manager.
Yeah, you get a manager for sure.
Yeah. I'd mess this up.
You got to delete this whole interview now because now everyone knows you work cheap.
I know I work cheap, and I've already given away my best idea.
Yeah. Oh, right. Well, you've given away a couple good ideas.
I know. I'm okay with that though.
Okay.
As long as somebody can get something out of it. Like I said, just special thanks. That's all I ask.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you got it. You got
it. So is your character, can we expect her to last through this season? Or should we be worried about you?
feel like everyone in From we should constantly worry.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, which I like that the show does that, is that any character, like when Father Cautry was killed in season 1, like that was the most shocking
death. It was
shocking. Where it really sets the tone of anyone can go at any time. So
But is there the possibility that you survive the season?
There's a possibility that I survive. There's possibility. There's possibility that I die. Anything is possible.
Did you have to do any, did you have to do any physical training, or did you have to learn to how to hold a gun, anything like that?
Right. So the episode that was just released, there's like a whole action scene where Acosta is fighting against these monsters. And luckily on Why the Last Man, we had extensive firearm training for that, the Daughters of the Amazon. So they brought in like former ex-military to teach us how to use firearms for film and television and make it look real. And so I had already had that. And I've done a couple Lifetime movies where I play like, you know, the evil girl at the end with the gun. So, but this was my first time playing a police officer. So the majority of the research that I did was more about like the police force and the academy and what they learn, and a rookie cop. And, you know, she's from Maine. So, Camden, Maine, which, you know, the population is like 5,000 people. So that's not a high crime. There's no violent crimes happening there often. So
like she may have been the police officer.
Yeah, but like she probably has never pulled her gun in the field.
Right.
So
well, when you show up, are you in uniform?
Yes, I'm in my uniform.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't hide the fact that you're a cop.
No, I got the badge, I got the radio, I got the tool belt, the boots. Yeah, it's full commitment.
Showing up and immediately screwing up.
Immediately screwing it. You know what? Everyone deserves a redemption arc, so we'll see what happens.
I know. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, I'm
you can only go up from here.
Right, exactly.
You know, unless they just lock you up and leave you out for the people.
Fingers crossed. Don't give them any ideas. Like
that show's so creepy.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? I didn't realize like the quality of the prosthetic work that is done on that show. Yeah. And when I showed up, that scene where I'm sort of like pulling my gun out and I'm running from the creatures, they're fully completely decked out in prosthetics, where you're like, oh my God, like very little of this is CGI. So there's very little you have to do as an actor to imagine it, because it's all right there in front of you. And the town is built. All the structures exist.
Really?
So the production design work is incredible. Like they built this town on an old Canadian radar base.
Oh.
Yeah. So like Colony House exists as a structure, the sheriff's station, the diner, everything. So, you know, you walk in that town and you're like, I don't really have to act here because I'll just walk in the town. Yeah.
That would be easier. Because if you're just acting against a green screen, you really got to act.
Yeah. See, I've never done that. And I foresee that being very challenging. Like, or opposite, like I've heard of actors where, you know, they'll film your coverage. So the camera's on you, and then they flip it around and they put the camera on the other actor, and you're off camera, but still acting with them. I've heard of actors leaving once their coverage is done. And so then when it's your coverage, they'll just like put a tennis ball up and you have to act opposite.
Oh,
yeah.
I just had I had an actor on, and they worked with, I wanting to say Robert Downey Jr., but I'm not 100% that's right. But it was a big name actor, and they did that for them. So they did their work, they were done.
Yeah.
And this actor had to do something in front of the green screen, and they stuck around to give them somebody to act off of instead of like a tennis ball.
Right. Yeah.
And I thought that's pretty good, because you know, I don't know that bigger name stars all the time would do that. Some of them would just walk off when they're done.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been in that situation, but I would find that very challenging. Like I'd figure it out, but it's obviously not ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be tough. I'm kind of happy that we seem to be getting away from the bigger special effects and concentrating more on like the script and the interpersonal relationships, the dialogue.
Yeah.
growing up, we didn't have all those special effects. The movies were great.
Yeah.
And those have their places. I love a Lord of the Rings or the Avengers. Those are great.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of neat when you've just got an actual person.
Yeah, well, I think, even a show like it's easy to get an audience to start watching season 1 because, especially horror fans, they want to see the horror, right? They want to see the threat. But then how do you keep an audience engaged season over season?
Once they've seen it.
The characters, like, you resonate with the characters, you become invested in them. And so you want to see and know what happens, because after the 3rd season, the creatures are still the same. So yes, it's still scary, but I think what fans are coming back for is to just see what's going on with these characters that they're invested in.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
So is there a chance, because I know you're in trouble when it first starts out, but chance, are we going to see, like, is there a love interest at some point? Do you make a friend? Are you connecting with anybody on the show?
I cannot confirm or deny. I feel like I'm in court.
I just ask the questions.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that maybe you throw something out.
She gets into some stuff. And she's not afraid to speak her mind.
Okay.
And she gets in the mix. She's in the mix.
That's all you can ask.
Yeah.
You want to be in the mix.
You want to be in the mix. You want to be a part of the recipe. You want to be an ingredient.
Would you rather be the victim or the killer?
So that's such a good question. I feel like I always play the killer when I look at and why, I don't know why, because I view myself as a very nice person.
Well, you wouldn't, that would be surprising. Maybe you get killer roles because that's a shock.
You don't see it coming, right?
You don't see it coming.
But fair enough. Yeah. But I think it's more interesting playing the killer. Like, my favorite genre, aside from comedy, is I like the psychological thrillers.
Yeah.
I like where there's like an element of physical danger, but then there's also that like study of, why is this person doing what they're doing? What happened to their journey that like turned them dark, right? So I think there's a lot more you can do as an actor when you're playing a villain.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I think so too.
Yeah. And then I just thought of this. If you're the killer, you're making it all the way to the end. Maybe you die at the end, but you're in the full movie.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
You're the one that's killing people. So it also kind of, you're
going to get some screen time.
You're going to get some screen time. So it's also strategic, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and if you're a very popular villain, you probably get to come back in the sequel.
Yeah. Very true.
They're very hard to kill, these villains.
Very hard to kill. Yeah. I think it's funny when fans are so engaged with a show or a character that they target the actor for what the character is doing.
Oh, right? I know
it. An actor because
it happens all the time. Like Star Wars is probably the big example. It happens to those actors all the time.
Yeah. To me, it just means you're a really good actor.
Yeah. I mean, you would think, though, as fans, because I'm a pretty big fan, right, I can still distinguish between the person and the actor.
Yeah, so can I. I don't think everyone is the same.
Everyone's not the same.
They're not the same.
Now that you've done you could do conventions. Yeah,
I think Harold and Cortion just did one this past summer.
Yeah.
And I think it went well. And they were, some of the cast was at Comic-Con in San Diego. So that would be my first kind of forte into that sort of world.
But you need to do that.
Have you gone to conventions and?
Oh, stuff? Yeah. So when I had the comic book stores, I'd do conventions all the time, but it was different back then because there really wasn't a Hollywood element. It was actually just about the comic books. But, now you go and you've got cosplayers and you've got TV shows and movies and all. It's so much better now. It was good. It was good back then, but it's so much better now. But the people are the nicest people you'll ever meet because they're just so happy to be sharing things that they love.
Yeah, well, I think that would be why I would be on board to do it, because you get to actually meet the people that watch the show. Right. Like, how cool would that be? But then you hope that they're not those people that can't distinguish you from your character.
Well, that's true.
Right? because then you're in
Well,
trouble.
and I can tell you that they will ask you every possible question about the show. So you got to know the lore.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to know a little bit.
Now would I wear my police uniform to Comic-Con, or would I just look like a goofball? Probably a goofball.
No. You wear the uniform. That's what I say.
I
Like I always said that. Like if I was ever on a show that was like a convention type of show, I would just show up in uniform. They wouldn't even invite me. I'd just be there.
That's so
Be like,
funny you said that, because
here I am.
we had a premiere in LA for the 3rd season.
Yeah.
And I went up to our showrunner, our writer creator, John Griffin. And I went up to him and I was like, John, did you hear what happened? And he's like, no. And I'm like, I asked wardrobe to mail me from Nova Scotia to Toronto my police uniform so I could wear it to the premiere. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, but it didn't come in time. So I just like had to throw this dress on. And he was like, I'm concerned that I can't tell if you're joking.
Did
like,
you do it?
Me at the premiere showing up with my police uniform.
That would have been great.
I know.
Did you do it at like Chinese theater?
No, we did it at the Culver Theater.
Oh, where's that one at?
It's in Culver City. It's just like this big old
oh, I do know where that's.
Yeah. It was really cool. It was a really cool event.
Yeah, that's pretty neat that you get because most shows don't have a premiere.
I know. I didn't even know. I don't know if they did for season 1, but season 2 they did it, I think, at like the Hollywood Cemetery or something. And for season 3, I was surprised because that was kind of my first time going to an LA premiere, but I'm so happy.
So did you go into your closet and pick out something to wear, or did you have to like go out and get something special?
So I did. Well, wait, pause for a second. Watch my lamp go on. Ready? Hold on. Now, wait, hold on. Look at that.
Oh, I like that.
Sorry, I had to just turn the light on because
that's very nice.
But sorry, I don't like the color of that. I want to change it. There. Okay.
It's so much better.
No, so since it was my first time, I didn't know if it was fancy. It said like cocktail attire. And like, I don't, cocktail attire is very
tricky.
Yeah, I was like, is it jeans? Is it a gown? But then you don't want to be the new girl that's like showing up in the gown and everyone else.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be overdressed or underdressed.
Exactly. And so I reached out to some of the people on the cast. And they were like, you can wear whatever you want. I'm like, oh, I need
still no help.
So no, I actually went to a store here in Toronto and I ended up buying like a shorter sort of dress. And I think it worked out. So I just was like in the middle, like not too fancy, but yeah.
Because I'd stress about that. That would stress me.
It consumed me for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It haunted me.
I don't know if I think I'd rather be overdressed than underdressed, but I'm not sure.
Well, I think it's funny because that's what a lot of my friends were saying. But I said, in this situation, since I'm new, there's only 2 new cast members.
You don't want to show anybody up.
Yeah, no, I just don't want to look like the goofball that like didn't read the room. Like, look at this tryhard, right? So that's why I was like, what if I just wear my police uniform? Yeah. So, anyways, but I think I made the right call. No one said anything. So
kind of wishing you'd worn the uniform, but
I know. If I live, and if we do season 4, and if there's a premiere, maybe I do that.
Maybe.
When
we write our own show, our Christmas show
in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks,
yeah,
you can choose.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
And then, you and me will know, so we'll know exactly how we're supposed to dress. But then we'll give everybody else very vague instructions.
Right, but you know what I'm thinking now is this film that we're doing, this like Hallmark basketball movie film. I'd like you to be in it, but you only play dead bodies. So now we have to incorporate a murder element to this.
Yes, somehow during this whole thing, she falls into solving a crime.
Ooh, okay, subplot. Got it.
Yeah.
But then you should be related to me in some way. So it makes the death is personal.
What if I was the basketball coach and somebody murdered me?
And you trained me in basketball my whole life.
That's right. Wow. So not only do you have to solve my murder, you have to coach this team that is now without
and avenge your death. Yeah, in your honor.
Avenge my death.
You know what? No, this cannot be a film. This is a series.
Oh, I think I like it better as a series.
There's just a lot more potential, and then we can get more money and go into more seasons. And yeah, we'll talk.
See, now I'm thinking, and now I've got flashback potential.
Oh,
Because you're going to be back there, so you're going to have to flash back to me, like teaching you stuff.
are you comfortable doing that?
I don't know. We're going to have to work on that. It has to be very limited.
Right. Well, I'll pay you a little bit more for those scenes.
Yeah.
But you work cheap, so still.
I mean, maybe I still don't have to say anything. It's me like running you through drills and stuff.
Yeah, maybe like clapping and.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We got to have a montage.
Yeah, but just like with music and nonverbal.
That's right. A training montage where I'm teaching you to play basketball, but no words.
I love this. 2 weeks we're gonna write a series.
I feel confident about this.
So do I. Why are you laughing?
What's funny is we're going to be watching Christmas stuff, this holiday season, and somebody is going to have written this, and we're going to be watching it.
No, but then we sue and we make millions.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, you just have to air this before the Christmas season comes, right?
Yeah, you're right, because that's our proof.
This is our proof, our original idea.
Proof of concept.
Yes.
I'm really liking this idea.
Do you do this on all of your interviews? You come up with these ideas like this? You just have like now 100?
I won't lie. It's not the first time, but it's not every interview.
Yeah.
I have not done this 900 times. No.
But see, you are creative. You started off saying you weren't very creative. You are creative.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm an idea guy.
Yeah. We just unlocked your potential. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm exhausted from this.
Do you sing?
You know.
Okay, so no musicals in your.
No. I wish, like, not that I wish I could sing. I wish I could play an instrument. I guess I could try, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Do you?
But I do not sing. No.
Yeah.
No. I will not be the singing coach. No.
Yeah. No.
Well, so would you do theater though?
I totally would.
Yeah.
It's just in terms of like a time commitment, right? So you just have to find the time in between of if you're filming any film or television projects, right? To just like allot that time, because then you're lost.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I was telling you I was going to New York tomorrow, so I got friendly with some of the cast from Resident Alien. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, and so they start filming their new season after the holidays, so like
Where
early
does it
next
film?
year. It films. That's a good question. Oh, Denver.
Oh,
right? No. It films in LA.
Oh, okay.
But the fictional town is in Denver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're off and they're doing a play in New York. So I'm going out there to see their play. But that's why they're off. They're just filling the time while they're.
No, that's awesome. I'm excited for you. That will be amazing to see.
Yeah, I know it should be pretty good. But I think that's the way to do it. You have to already have a job. So you're not actively trying to fill it. And then then you can do fun stuff.
Yeah, for sure. That's how it's got to be.
I'm going to make some calls. You're going to be very busy.
Thank you. Well, I know. I'm writing the script now.
I'll let Amara know. I'll be like, we're working on something. She knows me. She'll just shake her head and be like,
That's good.
Shoot. Well, Samantha, thank you for taking a little bit of time. This has been terrific. I'm a big From fan. I love the first episode. I'm excited to see where you go.
Yeah.
Where your character goes from here. I'm really hoping that she redeems herself and then can stick around. I'm hoping it's not a redemption, but then you die in redeeming yourself.
Right. I think what I can say is, and I like to say this, is right now, fourth episode, no one's really gotten to know who she really is, because she just comes in as this police officer and there's this big action scene. So I'm excited as time goes on for people to actually get to know who she is behind the badge.
Yeah.
Right? Her soul. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Just be
we
patient.
need to know.
Yeah. Just give her grace.
So is Acosta is that her first name or her last name?
That's her last name.
That's what I thought. So
yes.
she was like, I don't know what the officer Acosta.
Officer Acosta. But yeah, it is not to be revealed yet what her first name is. So.
Is it Sam?
Then it's reality television.
Officer Sam Acosta. So Samantha Acosta, that seems like a lot. That doesn't quite fit.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I don't even identify as Samantha. Like, I consider myself a Sam. I just feel like
I had that feeling. I felt like you were a Sam.
But do you know what I mean? Where there's some names where your full name, it's just a totally different person than the nickname of that name.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well, do you feel that way with yourself?
Yeah. Michael is that's the more professional.
Right.
Persona.
What do you go
or I go as Mike though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a different person.
The only one that calls me Michael's like my mother.
Right. Very respectful.
But if it's, my middle name's David, if it's Michael David, I'm in trouble.
Ooh, that's a good name. Oh, you have a great name.
You think?
Yeah. That's a sharp name. What does your wife call you?
That's a good question. No, she calls me, I guess she doesn't use my name very often, but she called me Michael, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the grandparent stage. So the kids, so for the grandkids, I'm Pawpaw.
Oh, cute.
So we're more likely to call each other those.
Right.
In our names. Like she goes by Abuela, but the kids can't say Abuela, so they call her Abby. So we call her.
Is it Spanish? Abuela?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Her father was Mexican.
Oh, okay.
You know how that goes. You got to choose what they're going to call you, or they're going to choose for you. So she wanted Abuela, but they couldn't say it, and it just became Abby.
Oh, that was like my on my mom's side, my family's Italian, and my grandmother wanted to go by like Nona, but when I was younger, I couldn't say it, so we ended up just saying Nana. So it's yeah.
We've got some Nanas in our family.
Yeah, I like Nana.
I think we got Nana. We got Granny.
Oh,
okay. They used to call me, like most of the time, the kids would call me Pop, but eventually they get to Pawpaw.
Well, how old are your grandkids?
So the oldest one's just 5. They go from 1 to 5.
Oh, amazing.
I know. The best part, and I know we're wrapping up, but the best part is they all live within a couple minutes of me.
Oh, you're so blessed.
I know.
Yeah. So
we had a time years ago where we almost moved out west, and I'm so happy that we didn't. Because we missed all.
It'd be hard to, like, my brother just had a baby and he lives in LA. And so it's, I met my nephew, but it's so hard to live so far away.
That's a long way.
Family at that age. But, thank God now for FaceTime and Zoom.
I know. It's so much. Zoom's the best.
Yeah.
We all learned in 2020, Zoom. That's the way to go.
Yeah. Really changed everything. Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. So a couple little things, Samantha, before I let you go. And this has been terrific. I hope you'll come back. Maybe,
of course,
maybe after the season when we can really talk about it.
Yeah. And then we can review the movie or the series that we've made.
Yeah. We can kind of see where our progress is on that.
Yeah. And talk about it.
Okay. I feel pretty good about this.
Okay.
So anything else that you're working on that we can keep an eye out for?
So I'm riding the wave right now from.
As you should.
As I should, yes. Couple of things going on, but I can't discuss them right now. But I think that's what's so exciting about being an actor is like your life can change in a day. Like,
it's fun
happening, and the next day you get a call and you're
doing something else.
You're going somewhere. So, but I have learned through this experience, especially with like the online engagement is so large that filming the show was an entirely different experience as now it's being released. Like most of the time you film something, you're in an episode, it's released, nothing's going on. But it's like with this release of this show, I just feel like there's so much happening. It's like an entire experience on its own, which I'm
these type of shows, the fan atmosphere around the show is amazing.
Yeah.
Because you go online and it's everywhere.
Yeah, but which is great because like, as an actor, the dream is to make work that you love. But then once you give it to the public, for people to not only watch the show, but then rewatch it.
Yeah.
Multiple
get obsessed with it.
Talk about it. Yeah. And become obsessed with it. Like that's the most fulfilling thing as a creative. So I'm really enjoying this part of the process a lot more than I thought I would.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Okay, so last question. Where can we find you on social media?
Oh, my name is very common. So it's at Samantha Brown. No, wait. Oh my gosh. Sorry. You'll see why I have to look this up because my name is ridiculous. Okay.
There's like 100 Michael Walls on there, so I get it.
Yeah. Oh, it's at Samantha.Brown.__.
Now wait a minute. So we've got 2 dots and 2 underscores in there.
Yeah, but the dots. So Samantha.Brown. _.
I kind of like that. That's unique.
You think? You're the first person everyone else says it's terrible. So I really appreciate that.
I kind of like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to change it now. So it's a lot.
Once that's the downside. Once you pick, you're stuck.
Yeah, I'm stuck. So
it's not worth starting over.
No, it's not. It's not. So anyways, that's me.
Samantha Brown, though, that's a Hollywood name.
I like my name, but
Yeah,
I do go by.
Yeah,
I like it. I like my name, but I do like going by Sam on a day-to-day.
Oh, you should go by Sam, I think. Because if you go with full Samantha Brown, I'm thinking that's a Broadway singer.
Right. And I don't have the.
But now Sam Brown.
Sam Brown.
An actress.
Right. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So that's what I'm going with. If I see Samantha Brown, I'll be like, oh, she must have took some singing lessons.
Yeah. Shit. Oh God. That's gonna be a 1-star review.
All right, Samantha. Hold on one second. Well, I feel like I've got a new friend. So Samantha, Sam Brown, big fan of her acting. I think she's really, really talented. Love the story that she went and did some corporate work, which honestly is not a terrible way to do it. Cause you kind of, if you're going to be an actor, you need the passion to be an actor, and nothing will make you passionate about doing that than working in the corporate world. So I spent 20 years in call centers, and I have not missed a day of it since I switched over to doing podcasting full time. I don't miss that at all. So I totally get where Sam was coming from. If you're not watching from, the only excuse I'll give you is if you're a chicken like me, because I am, then maybe I'll let you get away with not watching from, because it's a little scary. But it's not super gory. It's just scary. So if you don't mind being a little scared, a little creeped out, From is a terrific show. It's definitely got the lost elements where you're trying to figure out what the heck is going on. They occasionally use some flashbacks, so you see kind of filling in the gaps. You see people's lives before they get trapped in this town. The monsters, the creatures, very creepy, very good. And the acting, the dialogue, the writing, absolutely terrific. I love this show. I've been trying to get more of the cast on, so I was thrilled to death to get to have Samantha sent to me. I was like, yes, definitely want her on. If you're a fan of From, please check out our playlist. We've got Chloe is on there, Hannah's on there, Kaylin's on there. Hopefully we'll get we need some of the guys. I love having all the girls on. We need some of the guys from the show as well. So we'll work on that. But please check out our From playlist. If you're finding us for the first time, thank you for being here. Definitely don't take you for granted. There's 15 million podcasts out there. To have you here with us is a real blessing. Our website is meistercon.com. You can find almost 900 episodes, audio and video versions on there. If we're doing anything in studio, if we're going on location, covering a convention, anything we have going on will be on the website, meistercon.com. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. If you go there, please subscribe. It's free, really helps us out. YouTube, MeisterCon Pod. Thank you guys so much. Till next time. Bye, everybody.